Right.
SHALAM, we are the I.S.U.P.K coming out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, and the Commander General YAHANNA. Today's topic is going to be World War III. World War III, what's going on is what's happening is this is a major deal to help to push Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans together again like what we're supposed to be. In this time of global trouble is the time that we should be pulling together the hardest. It's like the, what was that movie, the I, Robot?
Yeah.
Remember when they pulled up with that, remember the robots was like being persecuted or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And remember when he opened the door to that truck, all the robots were huddled together, right? And it was like, what's up with this? We didn't do this, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, you know, in the time of trouble, they all, you know, they all came together. They all were packed with one another,
right.
You know? That's how we're supposed to be, because in this kingdom, we are the iRobots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And the so-called humans, which are really animals, is trying to kill us, you know, during this time right here. You know? So, I mean, you know, look at the characteristics of the iRobot, right? Mm-hmm. They can run fast and do all that stuff, and we, you know, what are we doing? We dominate sports and all of that, you know. So, I mean, who the hell is the robots? You know, they tell you a whole lot in these movies. You just gotta, you know, pick through them and all of that. Right. You know, with the UP, you gotta watch it with the one West eye.
That's right.
That's what you gotta do. Right. You know. All right. The fireworks display in the Middle East. Okay. The fireworks that's going on right now is something else. You know what I'm saying? They getting it in over there. I've seen an image of one guy. All you can see was his legs laying out there on the sidewalk. Damn serious. You couldn't even find the other half of his body because it was blown so far away. Mm-hmm. They didn't even record the top half of the dude's body. Another dude laying there with all his noodles popping out, you know what I'm saying, laying about 15 feet away from that guy. So, and then people was picking up their dead babies after them getting blasted and all of that. I mean, they're getting their just due. Why should we feel sorry for that? We shouldn't feel sorry for them at all.
Right.
Because they all played a hand in our destruction, and nobody cares when it's us. So should we care when it's the rest of the world? Mm-hmm. We shouldn't. We should only care about what happens to us.
Right.
We can learn a lesson from the Amalekites, from the fake Jewish people, because they selfish and they all about themselves.
Right.
They all about Jewish.
That's right.
We gotta be that way about us, especially when you at the bottom. You gotta be more selfish when you at the bottom. When you at the top, you can be liberal and you can do all of this and you can go out and save the world and all of that stuff then. But when you're on the bottom, you gotta be worried about saving your own people. That's it. That's all you should be worried about. Is yours. You and yours. Is the legacy of your father, you know what I'm saying, Jacob, being carried on in the earth. That's be our main concern right there.
That's right.
Right. Let's start with Matthew 24:6.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war.
What are we hearing about right now? Wars and rumors of wars is what we're hearing about right now.
Right.
We're seeing the actual war footage. And then we're hearing of rumors of wars is getting ready to start.
Right.
You know, I mean, the Most High is pulling everybody into this thing because they all have a debt to pay. It's time to pay the ticket now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to pay for what they've ordered.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's time to make the payment on that. You know? And, Palestine is getting, what are they doing? They're fighting over a land that's not even there.
Especially like going to like a all-you-can-eat restaurant.
Right.
And then you wait to pay for your food.
Right.
At the end.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Or either how about this? Owing a powerful mob boss. You owe him. You know what I'm saying? You done ran up a ticket. You done went to the casino and then gambled on credit. You know what I'm saying? You done did all of this. and all of that. Now you gotta pay that boss, or he's gonna do some evil things to you. You know what I'm saying? And what it is, they ain't trying to pay the chief don, which is the Most High. They ain't trying to pay him, and the Most High turn their asses up. That's what the hell's going on over there right now. And that land has never been for the Jewish people. For the Amalekites, the land has never been for them. It's never been on their side. That land ain't never nurtured them.
Right.
They done took the land and they made the land into a harlot. You know what I'm saying?
So like you said, they made it into a harlot.
Right.
Damn right.
They done took our land and made it into a harlot that everybody can run through.
Right. So like, you know what? I think that's in the scriptures.
Yeah, it is.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they done made it into a harlot. Commander General YAHANNA was saying there's clubs and all of that over there. It was I think it was General Haas that was talking about how he was over there and they tried to sell him a prostitute.
Damn, good night.
Right.
Right
inside the Holy Land, right?
Wow.
Sell him a prostitute inside the Holy Land.
Good night.
Serious.
Damn.
Dead serious, you know.
So that was like a class or something?
He mentioned it in the recent, I think it was last week.
Let me guess. Let a Hebrew speak.
There was one with Commander General YAHANNA.
Oh, Blackwater.
Yeah, I think it was Blackwater.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I see.
He had mentioned that. You know, how they try to do it.
If their land is so holy, now they got prostitutes.
Right.
They got prostitutes. They got gay clubs over there. They got of course that big old Muslim dome. You got that over there sitting right inside the land. You know, and everybody's still looking at that as the Holy Land. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to, you know, and Palestine is not letting it happen. The Lord's frustrating. They plan to prop themselves up as the people of God to reinstate. That's what they're really trying to do over there.
Right.
They're trying to stab the red heifer and trying to do, you know, all of that, you know, and their plans is being frustrated by the Palestinians. So now the Palestinians, of course, is banging against them. You know, the Israeli army, of course, is winning the battle, but they're going, you know, they're not going unscathed because them Palestinians is getting it in over there. Right. Ishmael and Esau is banging it out.
Right.
You know, they in right now on one another. You know, and you even got Jewish mobs running. Me myself, I call it the fireworks show. You know, it's quite entertaining to us. When I see it on, I'm gonna grab some pop and sit back, you know, and watch it. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, because with this stuff going, it shows that our redemption is drawing closer and closer, and it's also a major push for us to separate.
Right.
The Most High gives us a choice to separate first. He wants us to do it by choice.
That's right.
He wants us to separate by choice because we love him and we love our nation, and we want it to be preserved. Not everybody's going to go that way. So now the Most High has to do things to make you separate.
That's right.
He has to do things to be separated. I mean, think about the 6-foot rule. What is it? I mean, with this 6-foot thing, this COVID, this should be a lesson that's starting to teach us to only be with your damn own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To only be with your own, because I believe a lot of us is getting, a lot of Black, Hispanics, Native Indians is getting COVID behind messing around with these other nations of people, interacting with them all the time. When we around each other, I don't believe we're spreading COVID around each other. I don't believe it. It's interactions with these heathens.
Right.
Sometimes stuff that we don't even think about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The interactions and stuff that we don't even think about. All of this stuff is when you really look at it, is showing a big push for us to be separate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and as a result of us not moving fast enough, the Most High then hit a lot of us with it. Because I don't think we're doing it fast enough for the Most High. You know, we're not making, you know, Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians are not making haste. I believe that's part of the problem right there.
Right.
We're not making haste enough to get the hell away from them. And think about it, with them opening things, this really looks bad right here. With them opening things up, The twerking is starting back up, and all of that stuff, all of that the foolery that we was doing before this COVID-19 hit, we're doing it again. So now what the Most High got to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got a child, and you can hit that child with 7 strikes. You know, right? And then he still don't learn. He go back and do what you got to do now. You got to increase the pain of the punishment now.
Yeah.
You gotta up. You gotta up it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to let's do Matthew 24 and 6.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
See that ye be not troubled. Now, you know one thing that's going to help us not to be troubled? Brotherhood and separation from the heathen.
That's right.
Because as long as we're integrated with them, we will share their fear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We will share their fear. We'll be afraid just like them because the spirit of fear, it travels. It's infectious.
Yeah.
It's more infectious than COVID. Go ahead.
And they're going to want to cleave on to them. They're going to want to protect them.
Yeah.
And save them.
Right. Right, exactly. Us trying to cleave to them, it's only going to piss them off even more because you right in their crosshairs for the blame of every damn thing that's wrong with the world.
Right.
You're in the crosshairs with them right then. We went around thinking, no, we all got to pull together because it's America. Who the hell want to pull together with the damn people that don't even want to pull together with their own selves? You know what I'm saying? That's like loving everybody to love you. You hate yourself. I mean, come on now. You know what I'm saying? That don't even make any damn sense. You want others to love you, but you don't love you. Though.
Right.
Well, I mean, hell, you know.
It's like you man for that problem.
We expect for acceptance among everybody, but won't accept each other.
Right.
You know, nobody has respect for a divided people. Nobody. Well, why should they respect you?
Right.
And see, this is the reason why you have countries that are not so militarily strong. Like, let me give you an example. The Pygmies in Africa, the Pygmy tribe, you know, the little short people, right? Right. Anybody know what kind of military might do they have on the earth?
Good. So, like, I think they can take on the Boy Scouts.
Probably not, because the Boy Scouts will be funded with weapons. You know what I'm saying? While they run around with sticks and blowguns and all of that. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Pygmies, you know, they will be militarily very weak. But why do people respect them though? And why don't nobody hurt them? You got to kind of think though. Anybody? Why don't people? I mean, think about it. It would seem like it would be so easy to tumble over them, take their land, all of that. If you got guns and they got blowguns and wooden weapons. What? No, because you know you can send any army in and they fully armored with vests and all tactical gear. They ain't got none of that. So go ahead.
It would cause a lot of PR hassle.
What you say, PR hassle? Okay, what is that?
Or HIA, I'm thinking human resources. Like, if you're politically incorrect.
Here's the thing.
A sister online, she said they have unity.
Bingo. There it goes. You almost made me choke my water. That's it. That's the answer right there. Who is that sister?
Right, huh?
Who is that sister right there?
Her name is I.S.U.P.K, Princess Amaya.
Hey, they have unity. They prefer one another. Even works like that in a prison. You know what I'm saying? Like the prison world is like a damn, almost in some ways it's like a mirror image of what goes on in the regular world, right? In the prison world, you can have, like, you know, you got all of these gangs, you got all of this and that, right? All right. You can have the weakest gang there inside the prison. They can only be made up of 8 or 9 people, right? Others in that prison will respect them because they have unity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why I.S.U.P.K hit the scene, and it don't even have to be that many numbers of us.
Right.
They see us, we hit the scene. Even though we ain't wearing the same damn colors like the purple group and all of them, but they know you can just tell a UPK dude that we wear diverse, stuff from one another with the same sweat, same style. And you know what? It also not only does it cause people to respect you, but it causes people to want to be a recipient of the love that you show towards one another. What that scripture? I'm paraphrasing. It says we should the scripture when it says the way that we love, when they can tell we are God's children by the way that we love the brethren. I'm paraphrasing that scripture.
Okay, something like that. Yeah.
This is the type of stuff that, man, then at the same time, too, being the fact that people respect you, what do they want to do when they respect you? They want to contribute.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And you know what? Blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians, we have that spirit on us super strong because every time we solid with one another, everybody else, all of a sudden, the Africans and all of them, the same people that hate you, want to call you their brother.
Right.
You ever go into like the Arab spot with your fringes and everything on?
Yeah.
They calling you hey brother, because they want to be they want some part of what it is that you have.
Yeah, I either hear them say call you brother or cousin, and I'm looking at like I don't know you.
Cousin? I ain't never heard the cousin.
Yeah, cousin. Like
they love to say brother though. They love to call you their brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they love doing that. And then at the same time, too, a lot of times I done had them, give me free stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Experiences like that should teach us something.
Mm-hmm.
Just something like that shows that we are stronger than that. You know what I'm saying? Strength ain't all about physical strength and, all of this stuff. It's not all about that.
Right.
We are spiritually stronger than them, and our influence.
Mm-hmm.
Our influence is stronger. There's especially in the tribe of Judah. That's the reason why they want to, make a bad light on us, put us in a bad image, because they want to be able to totally control our influence.
Right.
They want total control of that, because if they lose their grip on that, everybody will listen to us. You know what I'm saying? And the tribes, all of that race, all of that hatred among the tribes, all that shit will diminish. All that stuff will start to melt away.
It gives us power.
Yes, it does. It gives us power. Next thing you know, all the Puerto Ricans, Cubans and all of that, will want to call themselves black, regardless of what their, skin complexion or whatever is. Remember, we go into Genesis 49, it said, when talking about Judah, and to him shall the gathering of the people be. You know what I'm saying? We'll all realize that we black and must all go up under the label of being black, even though that's a name that was given to us.
Right.
But it would show a unity to where we would have favor up on one another, and it would start to break all the beefs that we have towards one another.
Mm-hmm.
It would also aid in that. Any more on the scripture?
See that ye be not troubled, for all of these things must come to pass.
These things got to come to pass. So don't be afraid. If you outside of the I.S.U.P.K, you got a reason to be afraid.
Right.
But if you need to come on, get into the classes, come on into the truth. You got to take the steps to make your fear subside, because you got a lot of Israelites out there that are afraid in this time.
Right.
Afraid of everything. Remember the scripture when it talks about men's hearts should be failing them.
Right.
For what should go upon the earth. Yes, because if you outside of the truth, this is the time of high fear. You don't know what's going to happen. Look at all the stuff that's been happening. you know, everything, the riots, so on and so forth, you know, and all the stuff. 2020 and 2021 have been years that we've seen more in these 2 years than we've seen the whole time that I've been alive. I was born in 75, you know. I mean, this thing's happening now that you never, you know, never happened in my lifetime before. You know, whoever thought we'd be running around with masks and stuff on, and, you know.
I was say if I could, no, you're right about that, because I mean, like things are just happening back to back, like the Most High is not giving the earth a break. And then, you know, another big thing too. Every month something major happens.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, as of I want to say this year. I mean, remember Capitol? It was a school shooting, all types of stuff back to back. Like
school shooting.
Huh?
It was few of them.
Yeah. Like January, Capitol, February, school shooting, March. I forget what happened in March, but just back to back.
Right.
You know what I mean? Every month something major is happening.
Right. And then look at the mass shootings. They had a map pointing out all the mass shootings.
Real quick, was this?
Was it Joshua?
Yes. That's it right there. Right there. Yeah,
what is that, Joshua?
John 13:35.
Yeah, let's go ahead and read that one.
It's like John chapter 13, verse 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples.
Oh, I see you.
If ye have love for one another. It's like if ye have love one to another.
Right. See that? Now, I remember when I was in Chicago, and we was in front of that 137 building, getting ready to have camp. I pulled up with the Boston camp.
Mm-hmm.
We got there first, and we had went into the place, got us something to eat and everything, and we come out. Okay, the other brothers start showing up. So we all went up to each other, dapping each other up, and the people that was around watching that, you know what I'm saying, was like, damn. And they had to come up, and they was real interested, you know, and they stood through the whole camp. They just because of the way that we was showing love towards one another, they like, you know, I want to be a part of that,
right?
You know what I'm saying? I want to be a part of that right there. It was like, man, I can tell y'all brothers, man, y'all really love one another. And in a time like this, especially in this big city like Chicago, you know, it's rare, very, very rare to see anything like that. And these are the things that made, you know, just something as simple as that made people stand and listen to what we had to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if we act the other kind of way, then that's going to repel people. Just simple as that, you know. If they see us on some I.U.I.C. stuff, you know, we got to make sure that we keep it tight. You know what I'm saying? That we make sure that we always mindful of everybody that's, you know, around and everything. You know, but officers and everything, we know this, but, you know, new people coming into the truth, you know, new troopers and things like that, you know, and make sure that, you know, that they, you know, understand this concept also. So even if they got a problem with some other trooper or whatever the case is, they squash that stuff and show the love towards one another when we out there and everybody's, you know, watching fish. You know what I'm saying? To bring more people in, you know.
Yes, right.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go to Jeremiah 51:9. Think oppressive the devil with the Bible speaks.
That's right.
Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians separate. Join your brethren.
Right.
So 51 and what?
And 9.
And 9 what? Custodial precepts, you know what I mean?
Yeah, let's see.
That's right. You got to switch up.
Okay. Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 9. We would have healed Babylon.
So we would have healed Babylon. Now think about it. Look at Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We think like this. But it says we would have, because the destruction of this place is inevitable.
Right.
It's an inevitable destruction coming to this place. Think about it, of course, that's why the Most High moved this land all the way over here. You know what I'm saying? Because all of these lands, when you look at any map or any global map, you can see how every country once fitted together. Right. You go into Genesis and it says the waters were all in one place.
Oh yeah, good.
Right. And then rivers started to split off from that water that was in one place. Now people is following because that's why it's bullshit that civilization started in Africa. That's pure bullshit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That is bullshit because how the hell you gonna start a civilization where ain't no goddamn water? Right. You know what I'm saying? You can't live without water. You gotta have water. Right. That's why the Most High gathered all the water in one place at first. That's where everybody was at.
Right.
Every nation was there first. Then when he split it into the 4 heads, that's when people started to go and the thought started because they started to live off the river. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be, around the river and everything. And there was nobody in Africa at that time. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Man nor beast, because beasts need water too. Right. So they had to be where the water was at.
Exactly.
The Most High spread out the whole world through that one place. Mm-hmm. Africa was desolate. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta populate in order for to even go down to the Africa like that. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't populate nothing with no people. Right. You guys gotta be a lot of screwing up there. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. There's gotta be a lot of screwing, a lot of polygamy going on in order to get the numbers up.
Right. No, I was gonna say like that's common sense.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. So read that part again.
We would have healed Babylon.
Yeah, it's a lost cause. Go ahead.
But she is not healed.
But she is not healed. You got blacks and Indians just trying to put the bombs right now. Mm-hmm. It's not gonna work.
Right.
It's not gonna work. There's no soothing ointment that you're gonna put on this place. That's the reason why when the Most High split up and broke up these lands, he moved this place all the way over here. You know why? So it can be a dartboard. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a nuclear dartboard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it's gonna be. That's why the Most High had this place moved all the way over here, and everybody's gonna see the smoke. Everybody, because just as this place was the light bearer that everybody looked to, come to America. I come to America, get a new life. Just as everybody saw this place like that, now they're gonna see the smoke coming from this place and be like, start to lament and sing a sad song over it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like when we talk about Tyrus in Ezekiel 28.
Oh yeah, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's also talking about America. Because when you follow the same sins of these other cultures, the same plagues and there was prophecy for them is going to happen to you. That's why America's going to get hit with everything.
Right.
America's going to get it worse than what ancient Egypt got.
Right.
It's gonna be so bad that what happened in ancient Egypt is going to relatively be forgotten about. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be that bad. The Most High is gonna go super hard on this place.
So like the ancestors gonna be like, man, forget about us. You see what they did to America?
Yeah, exactly. Like, damn. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, even the ancestors gonna be shocked. Right. You know what I'm saying? And when they see the destruction that's about to come down on this place.
So the guy gonna sit up real quick.
Right. Exactly. You know. Any more on that?
I don't want to know. We would have healed Babylon, but she's not healed.
Would have healed, but she's not healed.
Forsake her.
Yes, totally forget about her. Forget about America. This is the place we got to keep reminding ourselves. This is the place that wore us out, that had the power to wear out the saints. And that's a lot of that's a Christian to try and break that one down. But we're talking about the power to wear out the saints. And their imagination will go every damn where. They're coming up with all types of stupid stuff. But you wore out the saints, slavery. Go ahead.
And let us go everyone into his own country.
Let us go, everyone into his zone. Also talking about the heathens that are here also, because they want this place to keep going too.
Right.
They want this place to keep going. You know, this heathen that's here. It's done got rich here. It's done started the businesses here. They got them fed deliciously off black, Hispanics, Native Indians. You know, they would have healed Babylon too, so they can keep getting rich. They can keep building infrastructure and all that in their own country. Keep having their own countries looking like, you know, New York City. You know, that's what they, so they want the place to be healed, but no, like I said, the destruction of this place is inevitable. Let's go.
For her judgment reacheth unto heaven.
For her judgment reaches unto heaven. What does that mean? It means that the things the judgment and the time for the judgment is reaching all the way up to heaven. It means the Lord is ready to do something about it. That's what it is. The Lord knows about it. It then does reach his ears and what's happening. But now, when it reaches up to heaven, means he's going to bring hell down. You know what I'm saying? He's going to bring hell down upon the earth to separate his people, you know, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians from everybody else, and to start to fulfill the promise that he made to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, let's keep going.
And is lifted up even to the skies.
Lifted up even into the skies. Go ahead anymore.
That's the end of 9. Want me to continue?
Let's see what it say next.
Verse 10. The Most High hath brought forth our righteousness.
He has brought forth our righteousness. What is happening? The Most High has given us back the covenant, the law, statutes, commandments, and all of that. Now let's go to Joel, the 3rd chapter.
Slack, sir. Go ahead. If I could, just to finish 10, because that goes right with what you just said. If I could, slack it. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 10. The Most High hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Most High our power.
Damn right. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Zion for us right now is us collectively coming together and declaring these things the Most High has done and what he's doing and what he's about to do.
Right.
Okay. Yes, we'll talk a little bit about the gas hack. You know, the scripture. Matter of fact, let's do this. Read one scripture again where would have healed Babylon. And it goes right along with this, with the gas shortage being shut down, and also it's trying to recover right now. You know, this is an attempt to heal Babylon, but there's something that you don't know. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 51. We would have healed Babylon.
Go ahead.
But she is not healed.
She is not healed. Okay, look at this. What happened with the gas thing? You know, with the shortage on gas, and it hit a lot of the southern states, right? All right. The people are Russians. You know, it was Russian hackers that actually hacked into it and all of that, and they wanted the payment of $5 million for them to let up, right? So America paid them the $5 million, but $5 million ain't gonna last long.
No,
because the hackers, they splurge. The hackers ain't saving that money because it's so easy for them to get without them being caught. Right. Good hackers never get caught. The ones that are real good, they don't get caught. And then at the same time too, is the country that they in, because it's not going to let the CIA or whatever go over there and get them. That's part of warfare, cyber warfare. Now, when that money runs down, what they're going to do is they're going to do it again for more money. And they're going to do it again for more money. And they're going to do it again for more money. So now what's starting to happen now? Now they're gaining control, more control. And this is Russia. This is not even counting what China, the stuff that China's doing. Right. And all the other places. And then so now you got to think of it now. There's also a geographic war. You know what I'm saying? It's a war of geography. It's a reason why everybody's trying to get Africa right now. It's a reason for it. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason for it. It's not only about the resources that's there. China has done invested a few $1 billion into Africa, right?
Correct.
And not only that, look at the moves that China's making. China has also gave unto Iran $200 billion. That's a lot of money for a 25-year peace agreement between Iran and China. Right? So now, they're friends. And what do friends do? Friends share with each other, don't they?
Right.
So now, China has a good safe passage to go through Africa, through Iran and everything, with resources and with armies from them, and go into Africa with their allegiance. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and Iran in return has access to Chinese technology. So we already know what anybody say it.
Wait, you said one time?
That Iran now has access to something from China.
Okay.
They now have access. Go ahead.
Nuclear technology.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
Nuclear technology.
Yeah.
Now we start to see the formation of Isaiah the 13th chapter. Right? Now we're starting to see that formation now. That's all Iran needed. Now things is really getting ready to get nasty now. Go ahead.
I saw something recently, I think it was on that news breaking, about China kind of puffing themselves up a little bit, talking about like that we at that point where if we were to go to war with America, we'll win.
You know what? It's a strong, I mean, you know, I see why they think that way. Look, they're kicking ass in these fronts, these war fronts that people are not thinking about.
I'll put my money on that.
Yeah. And then you got to look at their allies who's backing them.
Right.
Russia.
Russia.
And then, you know, you also got a geographic warfare going on. You know what I'm saying? You got a geographic warfare going on. Then you got the economic warfare going on, and China's kicking ass in both of those. Mm-hmm. Because think about it, with the geographic warfare, they control the places in Africa, and Russia is up there also. And then you got the European Union, you got Britain that's on, you know, America's side, but goddamn, under the pressure, they might even crack and join sides with Russia. Right, exactly. They don't want to be surrounded by a goddamn enemy that has high-level weapons technology and big beefy armies and all of that. They don't want to do that. So eventually, they're going to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? This deal between Britain and America, we got to cut it. They ain't going to have no choice. They're going to have to crack up under the pressure. Now, with that happening, because in order for you, regardless of how many weapons and everything you got, weapons and your military, you have to be able to transport that shit from one place to another.
Right.
You have to.
Right.
So now, if all of these areas are closed because you in hostile territory, you go and try to move it through Africa, who China now is getting control of, you're gonna have to fight the African army. Right. You try to go up to Europe and try and transport things and go down that way. Now you got to fight Russia. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to fight Georgia, which they done gobbled them up too. So now the Georgian armies are Russian. You know what I'm saying? So now you have to go against them. And the embassies and the U.S. embassies and all of that stuff over there are surrounded on all sides. And what happens when an enemy surrounds someone on all sides? It makes the person in the middle of that go through, what is the term for it?
It's like
it's like being jumped.
You mean like they surrender?
No, it's a mindset for it, because you're being attacked on all sides, and it causes you to implode, and all your, now your strategy is not thinking outside. Now it's imploding, and it's likely driving you crazy. It was one of Hannibal's strategies. Okay. Hannibal of Carthage. He would use that type of strategy. Go ahead.
This right time, it looks like you run through the gauntlet.
Yeah, it's like a gauntlet. Yeah. But see, it is like a gauntlet. Just like that. Been attacked from all sides. You know what I'm saying? One attack after another. And what does that cause a person that's getting that? Like, you ever see somebody get jumped? They've been attacked from all sides, and a lot of times they just curl up in a ball. They become 100% defensive.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? 100% defensive, trying to stop themselves, from getting hurt too badly. Go ahead.
I got a precept. If this is a precept, it's like it. Job chapter 18, verse 11. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet.
Yes. Now, you ever see like a movie with a king and everything, and he just sits back and chilling, and then somebody brings some real messed up information, and now he rises up to his feet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then he got to think of what the hell to do about this.
Right.
Him now. You know what I'm saying?
That's
you
true.
know what I'm saying? You don't feel like getting no vibe. You don't feel like, drinking no wine. You don't feel like, good.
That's like you right about that. Verse 12. Verse 12. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and the strength shall be ready at his side.
Right. Yeah, his strength is hunger bitten because for one thing, he's been such a glutton. He's not satisfied with what he got. And you ever see somebody that's like obese that have an eating disorder, they'll eat, but then they have to eat again. And then they have to eat again. And then they go so many damn hours, next thing you know, they, start getting messed up and everything, physically, because they're so used to having all of that food. That's the devil's strength being hunger bit because he's not satisfied with what he got.
Actually, if you don't mind me reading more.
Okay.
Verse 13, it shall devour the strength of his skin.
Yes.
Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. Verse 14, his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. Go to the last verse. Verse 15, it shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation.
Who does this sound like? It sounds like a Jewish man, don't it?
Time, absolutely.
It sounds just like him. The tabernacle that he got is not his.
Right.
And the land is not for him. That's why they over there getting leprosy and all of that.
Yeah.
That's why they get naked on them beaches. They get the same stuff that the Canaanites got because the Canaanites took that land. That land was never supposed to be the Canaanites' land.
Right.
The land of Canaan, that was given to Shem. But the Canaanites was powerful and they went in and took it. And because at that time, they started to populate in numbers more. And of course, they've always been a hell of a military force also, And that's the reason why, when the Most High got us up out of Egypt, he sent us in to fight all of them powerful nations of Canaanites. All right. Let's go to Joel. Let's go to Joel, the 3rd chapter.
I know it. I know it.
We'll start at 3 and 1. Right.
Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
What situation will Judah and Jerusalem be in the very last days when the Most High is kicking this world war off? And what? Read that.
When I shall bring again the captivity.
The captivity. We are still in the lands that we was brought to as slaves. So is the Jewish man in captivity? No. The Jewish man has a military that is fighting for him. The Israeli military and the United States military together are fighting on the side of the Jewish man. Right now, you got power like that, you ain't in no damn captivity. You know what I'm saying? And they're the biggest welfare recipients on the face of the damn planet. They get $3 billion annually a year. That's not like any captivity you know of. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you sitting in jail and you getting, you know what I'm saying? And you getting you're a millionaire, a billionaire in jail,
right?
Living lavishly, You know what I'm saying? In the jail of your choosing. You know what I'm saying?
So like, I would say, who the hell is oppressing you? God? Or what?
Right. You know what I'm saying? They ain't been oppressed by no damn body.
Yeah, come on.
This is Satan's world right here. That's why, you referred to as the God of this world. So if this is Satan's world, then how is his children living in it? How are they living? Are they poor? Are they rich? Are they middle class? How is Satan's children living? Anybody?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
If this is Satan's kingdom, this Satan's world right here, how is his children living inside of it? Are they living? Are they poor? Are they rich? Are they what? What are they? What would they be? Anybody? What? Yes, super rich. You want to say something more?
I wasn't sure if this was like scriptural, if this was the term that they used, but they live in delicious.
Yes. Remember when you go into the book of Numbers, when Balaam, the sorcerer, prophesied and said, Christ's king shall be above Agag.
Agag, yeah.
Who is Agag? That means Agag will be at the very, very top of the heap right before Christ comes. So who's at the top? Mm-hmm. Everybody know who Agag is, right? Agag was the Amalekite king. Agag is the king's seed. You know, the Agag is to Amalek what the house of David is to the tribe of Judah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're at the very top right now. And then when we go into Zechariah, I think it's Zechariah 9, when it says, raise the sons of Zion up against the sons of Greece. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? All of these, the Rockefellers and all of these Astor families and all of that, these are Agag. Very top of the heap, at the cream of the crop.
Right.
Right? And who is their non-Agagite on all different levels. And then even the lowest of the world sympathizes with it. The whole world, think about that for a second. The whole world sympathizes with even the lowest of them, and the lowest of them nowadays are lawyers. You know what I'm saying? They making, $150K a year, and this is the lowest of them. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? They making $150K a damn year. Living in places that we wish that we could live in, living in places that we working at. You know what I'm saying? We in their houses, they maids and all of that. You know what I'm saying? You go to the place called Goshen in Louisville, Kentucky. And that place is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Big old huge houses, and I'm talking about that place. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's where they live at. You know, they live in the best places it is out there. And if Satan is the God of this world, he is providing the best for his children, right?
Right.
Those are his children. You know what I'm saying? But in God's world, in Christ's kingdom, they're going to be the lowest of the low. And they're going to be living way lower than what we even live in today. I'm talking about, caves and juniper roots and, you know what I'm saying? And grunting. At that time, they're going to even learn, they're going to even lose the ability to even talk. You know what I'm saying? The ones of them that are left, because think about it for a second. If you got somebody that's so angry, because they're also the children of wrath, right? Now, when you got people somebody that is so angry and they so mad and they cussing, right? How does it come? Sometimes it comes out and, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even words. They just so damn pissed off and so angry and so full of bitterness. Well, that's going to be them. That's how the caveman started grunting. You know
we talked about this.
Right. That's how the cavemen started grunting.
That's right.
And eventually, they lost the ability to be able to talk and communicate. They became like unto the animals, the beasts of the field. Right. Literally. You know what I'm saying? Nebuchadnezzar, when the Most High humbled him, it said his hair should grow like eagle's feathers, and his nails grow like eagle's claws. that was a prophecy of what would happen to the white man, you know, and when his kingdom falls. What happens to them? They grow body hair everywhere, right? They get fingernails and they're evil talents because they ain't got no, you know, they ain't manicure and it's, you know, right? You know, and then, go ahead.
And I mean, it's going to be cold.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, they be like Ninja Turtles for real. Yeah, they be like, they gonna be all hunched over just like the Ninja Turtles. Yeah, they gonna be hunched over just like the Ninja Turtles. like what was the one with the wooden stick? Donatello, I think it is. Running around like wooden sticks like him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Banging each other over the heads. See who's gonna get the best cave.
I used to love Ninja
Turtles. Yeah, I like Ninja Turtles too. I thought it was pretty damn cool. And their leader was a rat, but it was you know, that's how the leader of the white man is gonna be. He's gonna be furry, he's gonna be just like a damn rat. All right. Let's go to let's keep going. Let's keep going with that. Right.
Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people.
Now, when the Lord says plead, and it doesn't, this is old English, it doesn't mean the same thing. To plead with somebody nowadays, it means, man, come on, man, you know, come on, man. But this pleading that the Most High is talking about, pleading is sending plagues. Go ahead.
And for my heritage, Israel.
Well, his heritage, them right. So what does that mean? The Most High is going to be assaulting them for his heritage. Go ahead.
Whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Yeah, they parted the Most High's land. What did the part? You know, Asians got a part of it. Ethiopians got a part of it. You know, of course, the Amalekite got a part of it. You know, all of these, the Arabs got a part of it. All of them got a part of the Most High's land. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot.
Now we know this history right here. Hell, they even had them sex brothels and everything in slavery. Well, hell, they got them now. I mean, we got to think about it. You know, all these kids coming up missing, the sex trade, you know, the sex trafficking trade is all going on right now. And what are they doing? Nabbing and kidnapping little boys and girls and making them sex slaves, you know. And then their biggest treat is a little boy.
Right.
You know, that's why it says, particularly if giving a boy for a harlot, you know, and you know, go ahead.
And sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
Black girls were sold for 100 barrels of wine, you know, to the from the devils to the Arabs. I think it was. Yeah, the Arabs is, you know, trading us for liquor and all of that. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Yea, and what yet? It's like, yea, and what had ye to do with me? Oh, Tyre and Zidon.
Tyre and Zidon. These were actually Africans right here. You know, these are the ancient, what they call the ancient Phoenicians. The people that were in power who Greece had such a problem fighting against. You know, the whole spot of, you know, Hannibal of Carthage and all that, you know, that realm right there. All of this is Phoenicia, because also as Rome was coming up, you know, they had some of the biggest problems with the Canaanites as far as wars and all of that. Go ahead.
And all the coasts of Palestine.
And all the coasts of what? Palestine. Who's getting their ass tore up right now?
Palestine.
Yes. Yes. You know,
will ye render me a recompense?
Yeah, what did the Lord say? You're going to try to pay me back. No back, go ahead.
And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Do them bombers, they come fast or slow?
Yeah, swiftly and speedily.
Damn right, they blowing the arms and stuff off. heads is being found somewhere, you know, by the restaurant. You know, the rest of the person is being found, you know, 30 meters away from that. You know what I'm saying? They got a hell of a fireworks display going on over there right now. What the Most High do, he take one wicked nation and use them to punish another.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And then take that same wicked nation and punish that nation. Yeah. Because not only check this out, because not only are the Most High paying them back for what they're doing to us, he's also got to repay them for what they do to each other. Mm-hmm. Remember the scripture when he said I think it was the Ammonites that took the king of Edom and burnt his bones in the lion, right? They got to pay each other back for the wrong they've done to each other. So that's just going to be just a big, you know, pardon my language, a big clusterfuck of everybody just getting, you know what I'm saying, wiped out. Right. Mm-hmm. Man, so you can just imagine the future carnage that's going to be coming. Go ahead.
So, once I gave both of us COVID, but he brought war to them by paying them.
They got war and COVID.
They got war and COVID.
Yeah.
They got COVID, and pretty soon they're fighting war in America.
Yes. Because it starts there. Everything has a ripple effect to it. Yeah. All of this stuff has a ripple effect. Yeah, it'll come there. Because think about this for a second. Imagine how frustrated America is going to be not being able to move and travel like it has been before. Like I was saying, China's also kicking ass in the geographic war because they locking down these places going
airspace.
So yes, that too. You know, they just, you know, they using all of these, you know what I'm saying, you know, tactics and everything. And the war ain't just about, you know, I grab a gun, you grab a gun, let's fight. No, not just about that. The geographic war, they got these zones on lock. You know what I'm saying? They got these zones locked down to where America is going to have trouble traveling to bring this stuff to places that they're going to need to attack from.
Right.
And then you got to look at Russia's also alliance with Cuba. Also, Russia has been using Cuba as their missile, you know, spot where they keep a lot of their missiles and stuff at, because the coast of Cuba is only 95 miles away from the coast of Florida.
Right.
It's not a far place to shoot from. You know what I'm saying? You bring the damn aircraft carriers out there, you ain't even got to go 3 miles in the water. Bing, start firing right then. You know what I'm saying? You make tunnels with that distance. You know what I'm saying? All kind of submarines. You can bring them up under there and come up with damn weapons from the submarines. You know, and they got submarines nowadays. You can't detect them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
They moving dope through those type of submarines. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They moving dope through big submarines now. So you can just imagine when the war kick off, but they're gonna be moving all kind of weapons through the submarines and lighting this damn place up.
So, yeah, kind of. So like, have you seen the video of them launching the bombs or something? Did you ever see that video online?
Which country launched it?
Maybe Palestine. No. I think it was Israel. I was on Twitter. Yeah, Basically, I seen it on Twitter and Facebook. Like they were just going fast, like shoot. I was like, damn.
Yeah, they ain't playing.
It's like they launched like, was it like 5 or 6 at once? Like 5 or 6 like at once. Like the video was like a minute or something. That shit was crazy.
Wow.
And they were like big and huge. I was like, damn.
Yeah, so they getting it in for real. I mean, they ain't playing no games. And just think about it for a second. America is going to turn on its own out of frustration of them not being able to do what they want to do in this war, because they're being blocked off. America's being blocked off. So, like I said, what good is to have all these damn weapons and all of this stuff and all of this great military when you're not going to have good travel? You got to have that. You have to have a clear way to bring your weapons and equipment from point A to point B. Yeah. That's why another reason why China is kicking ass inside the damn geographic war. And people think them Africans are stupid. Them Africans ain't dumb. No. Them Africans are letting the Chinese do that because the Chinese is building all of that, and a lot of the proceeds go to the Africans. When that scripture, when Christ said, who gets taxed?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to pull that scripture right quick. Huh? Yeah, it is in the render the Caesar.
Yeah. I think it's render to Caesar what is Caesar's, render to the Most High what is the Most High.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm worried.
Oh yeah. I know exactly where you're going. Yeah, I know exactly where you're going.
The Chinese and everything that's getting the resources and all that, they're hiring Chinese to do that. Right? Now the Chinese that are actually working the labor force and doing that are getting paid, but guess who else is getting paid? To do absolutely nothing on that. The Africans. You know what I'm saying? Because their leaders are actually for them. Go ahead. Oh, you fine?
Turn around. Turn around now.
The one where it said, who gets taxed and so are the children, paraphrasing. But, and then it said that your family or stranger, or your children or stranger.
It's Matthew 17 and 24. Who pays tribute?
Yeah.
Just looking over Matthew 22, starting at 15, it says a couple of words that are familiar to what y'all are saying, but I don't know if it's actually hitting the topic.
Okay, so I grabbed this a few weeks ago because it's popped up for me. I think this is it.
Okay.
I'm gonna try this out. So Matthew chapter 17, verse 24. When they were come to Capernaum, they that received tribute money came to Peter and said, doeth not your master pay tribute? He saith, yes. And when he was coming to the house, Yahushua prevented him, saying, what thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute? Or their of their own children, or of strangers?
Now, you get where I'm going with this one? Yeah, so now, with the Chinese coming through, they have to pay tribute to the Africans.
Right.
That's how we're supposed to operate. Right. Ain't no damn way the Koreans and everything should be setting up in our neighborhood without paying us.
Right.
Ain't no goddamn way they should be doing businesses in our communities without paying us.
Right.
But our leaders are dumb dogs that can't bark.
Right.
You know, so they allow them to just take advantage of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They allow them to totally, we don't even know how everybody else do. You know, that's another reason, that's another way to know that we ain't Africans and Africans ain't us. We're not the same people.
Right.
Because they will demand something in Africa. They don't do the same dumb shit we do.
Right.
You know, now with the Chinese being there, you know, building the infrastructure, the railroads, all of this good stuff, their people are working on those, whatever they're mining for and drilling for, their people are working on that, while the Africans getting paid and don't have to do anything because they have to pay tribute because they're doing that stuff on their land. Right. Now, we're starting to get rich. Now you can afford to fund a better military than what you had before because the Africans know that World War III is kicking off, so they get from China and from others that are, you know, even from America. That's why all the celebrities is going over there. And everybody's pumping money into Africa, and Africa is sitting there getting strong themselves up over. Now they can afford the military might that they need, and that military might will cut off that passage through Africa for the United States, or the United States is going to have to go to war with the Africans.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And they don't really want that. So now they try to go up top. They got Russia to deal with. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to come with some sneaky and clever ways in order to get to where they need to go to start attacking. But then when they get there, they're going to deal with a hell of a military there. You know what I'm saying? So it's looking pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
They can't win.
Yeah. And China is not bluffing, you know, when they say that they believe they can beat America in a military battle. Because, see, here's one thing. You know, Esau was blessed with the sword. Yeah.
Right.
But that doesn't make him the best fighter on the earth.
Right.
It doesn't make him that. The white man's done got their behinds kicked by nations that wasn't even that developed. Vietnam kicked America's ass. Anybody know about that?
Say that one time.
Vietnam kicked America's ass in the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
they got down and dirty on top of that. They got down and dirty.
Oh,
You know,
God,
they
yeah.
start setting them booby traps, you know, and had the damn bombs, what they call, I think they call them toe poppers, that you be in the water and step on and pull your whole damn foot off. I mean, they got down and dirty. They was attaching bombs to babies and all of that stuff. You know, they went in, you know, America wasn't ready to deal with no army like that. And then America, even at one point, got his ass kicked by the Manassas in the Grenada and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because they was trying to fight Castro over the islands like Grenada and all of that. And Castro came with his armies, and Castro had the support of Russia too. So if they needed, and China, because if they needed, you know, weapons or whatever, because that's why Castro aligned himself with the communist faction.
Mm-hmm.
Now he had access to all of these communist resources.
Right.
In America for nothing. America kept wanting Castro to need them. And they, you know, they was getting everything they needed from China and Russia and all of this, you know, friendly countries. So they was 100% self-sufficient from America. And that burger got up under America's skin, something else. Because they wanted to turn Cuba into damn babies. Like the damn animals that they are. All right. Let's go to 2nd Ezra. Check right quick. Let's go to, might have to run a little bit on.
If you want to. I mean, you can teach us.
Let's go to 2nd Ezra 15 and 28.
You said 2nd Ezra? You mean extras?
Yeah, 2nd Ezra, the pop.
Yeah, Ezra. But that. I got you. 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 28. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east.
Hmm.
Oh, I remember this.
Where's all of this going at? Where's all of this starting from? Yes.
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 Want to keep going?
Yeah.
Verse 29. Were the nations of the dragons of Arabia.
Ooh, the nations of the dragons of Arabia. Who's the dragons of Arabia? Look at all of Ishmael's sons. All of Ishmael's sons. And not only that, because Arabia is not just only made up of Ishmael's sons, it's also made up of the sons of Keturah. Because they all followed Ishmael when they were given when Abraham was given, inheritance and everything. He sent them in opposite directions. He sent Ishmael and all of his brothers one way, and then sent Isaac the other way. Because he didn't want Ishmael near Isaac, because he knew Ishmael would try to kill Isaac. You know, he knew that. So he split them up like that. Now, all of them together, the Ishmaelites and the sons of Keturah, all together make up Arabia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right, read that part again.
God, I got you. Verse 29. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots.
Now, who is the top dogs among these Arabians, though? The top dog is Ishmael's 12 sons. These are the dragons of Arabia. Mm-hmm. These are the ones that hold the most power, who swallow up all the other, the sons of Keturah and all of that is with them, right? They all are up under Islam and all of that too, right? And all of them are very powerful, like like the House of Saud will be, one of them, right? The House of Saud, the big, huge tycoons, oil tycoons of Kuwait, and all of that stuff, right?
Right.
All right.
And a multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all hear them may fear and tremble.
Yes, because what is going on right now, people's spirit and going on right now. Over within right? And Palestine, of course, being one of them. And they're putting up a fight against the Israeli army just themselves. Wait till everybody else start getting in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Remember they had wrestling, Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Where all the wrestlers get in the ring at the same damn time and stuff.
WWE.
That's what this is. This is the Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? Okay, go ahead.
Verse 30. Also, the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood.
The Carmanians is one of the stocks of the Arabians who come from Ishmael.
Okay.
That's one of the. They call themselves just like you got the Hagarenes.
The Hagarenes.
You know what I'm saying? That's a specific stock of Ishmaelites.
Right. And with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
See what's going on right now? We can see this stuff forming out right now. This is forming out right now. Remember, Syrian and the Syrians in the news a few years ago. And it shows them getting into the fight themselves. All right.
Verse 31. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them.
Now think about this for a second, because the dragons of Arabia are divided right now.
Damn.
But then remembering their nature, what was their nature? What was the nature of the dragons of Arabia? What was the nature of Ishmael? Anybody? What did God say? What type of man? Go ahead.
He's a wild man.
Yes.
Genesis. I think it's Genesis.
Yes. Genesis. He's a wild man. It said he's a wild man. His hand shall be upon every man, and every man's hand upon him. Read that part again when it says, remembering their nature.
Verse 31. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature.
Remembering their nature. They're going to all, we're the wild man. Every man's hand against us, and our hand against every man. So let's unite. Remembering their nature. Because with them remembering their nature, it's going to make them even stronger. Because they're going to be unified. There's no Sunni, Shiite, and all of this, else, you know what I'm saying? They're going to unite up under their nature. The prophecy that was spoken about Ishmael, of what type of manner of man he would be. Go ahead.
Shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. I need this.
Sitting, what it is? Sitting at the table, all the sheiks together with their robes and stuff on, with the the red plaid thing that looked like a tablecloth. You know what I'm saying? Look like an old 50s tablecloth.
Right.
Sitting around with that on. You know what I'm saying? Them crusty ass feet and sandals on. So all sitting at the same table. You know, talking about what they gonna do and unify and all of that. Becoming, going to become a great power because they understand, even with their allies that they have at the moment, that it's going to become a time where that alliance is going to be broken too. So they're going to need to be together, right? They're going to need to come together as families. Go ahead.
Oh, that was it. That was
okay. Let's keep going. Yeah, with the same chapter.
Yeah, I think that's the last verse, 31. I just read all the way to the end.
31. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there's much more that I want
to let me see. Let me just double check for you. Oh, it's a lot to my bad. So I got you.
Okay.
I will just cut it off for a little bit. But okay. Verse 32. Then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. Verse 33. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them. And in their host shall be fear and dread, and strife among their kings.
Yeah, because see, here's the thing: all of them princes, all of them, all of that is going to get to the point where they're going to have beef with them because of what's going on inside their own cities. Because what do they do? A lot of times when they bomb stuff, they bomb where civilians is at to make the civilians turn against the government.
Right.
That's the reason why they do that. They don't attack military, strong points, military, bases and stuff like that first. They attack regular areas with restaurants and stuff like that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Where they hit non-military people to make the people as a whole rebel against the government and against the princes and kings and all of that stuff. Okay.
Verse 34. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south. They are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and.
Now, the cloud is bringing darkness over that land where nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. Everybody's afraid and they in because they figure that might be the target for the next bombing. You know what I'm saying? Scared to go out in the street from it because they don't know what militia is going to be coming up next. You know what I'm saying? So they, and see them and say, Akbar, whatever the hell they be saying. We're going to start blowing each other a damn way. They don't know. That's the dark cloud. The dark cloud you can't see.
Right.
Verse
35. They shall smite one upon another.
Smite one upon another? Why are they going to smite one upon another? Like I said, the dark cloud coming, you can't see. Trying to fight in the pitch black dark, you're going to be spiting your own damn, you know what I'm saying? You got two, imagine having a game fight in a room and start cutting the lights off. Right. You're going to be hitting your own niggas and all that, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be punching the hell out your own damn guys. You know, they're going to be punching you. You know what I'm saying? So when the lights come damn back on, all y'all just laid the hell out. Both sides, everybody just laid out.
Hey, it's a lot. As a kid, we actually had a game like that.
Serious?
Some evil ass kids made it up. Fucked up.
Oh damn! Where people get blindfolded?
So something like that. Yeah. Verse 35. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth.
Yeah, that's one of the points I wanted to get into. They should smite down a great multitude of stars up on the earth. Anybody got a shield? That will show that this is not a star. This scripture, right? These scriptures prove that our shield.
You got a shield.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm talking about your necklace.
Oh yeah. That our shield is not a star.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I guess there's going to be a bunch of these running around being smitten down. No. No. These stars are powers.
Right.
Armies. Stars are bright and get attention. You see somebody with a powerful army, you're like, damn, that's going to get attention. Like, damn, look at him. You know what I'm saying? Look, go ahead.
God. Even their own star.
Even their own star. Let's say America is a star. Right? America turn against America. A war without and a war within. What are they doing? They're smiting down their own star. Can you read that part again?
Done. They shall smite one upon another.
One country going against another. You know what I'm saying? Because all of these countries in this context are stars. The power, the state power, all of that stuff. Right? And they've been able to shine bright out of the hour with the beast. You know what I'm saying? They were dull stars at first, but now they shine bright. Go to Thailand. Thailand is a bright shining star. Why? Because it's got cities there look like Las Vegas and like New York City, Chicago. You know what I'm saying? You look at the China, you know, China's so damn rich that they got cities that are bigger than New York City and all of that, and nobody lives in. And they don't pump billions and billions and billions of dollars into these, and nobody even lives in them. They just go to show you how much disposable wealth they got. And now, don't that shine as a bright star? Yes. Doesn't it draw a lot of attention? Yes. Go ahead.
Time. And they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star.
Means when it talks about smiting them upon the earth, taking first world countries and making them look like third world countries. That's smiting them down, you know, and bringing them to the earth. Go ahead.
And blood shall be from the sword unto the belly.
From the sword unto the belly. Go ahead.
Verse 36. And dung of men unto the camel's hoe. How? Hoe.
Right.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
The camel's hoe. Now, think about it. I mean, piles of dead bodies. Laying everywhere. Just like the dung heaps that they had way back in the day, like during the time of Christ. You know, they had a dung heap. Right. Places where everybody went and dumped their garbage. Right. You know, and all of that stuff in big old huge piles. Right. You know? Bodies is gonna be laying around like that. Yep. To where people can't even bury them. All they're gonna be able to do is throw them in big piles and stuff like that, and maybe dig a landfill to throw them all in. It's gonna be like that.
Verse 37. And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon earth. And they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them.
Now, the more they watch BBC and all of that, and it's gonna the fear is gonna keep picking up. It's gonna keep picking up, and then it's gonna come to some people's minds. Look, we done hurt God's chosen people. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna come to a lot of us mind, and they like, damn, now is the day of reckoning. And they're gonna be scared. Half of them, that millionaires, billionaires, and all of them are gonna be afraid. You know what I'm saying? Because for one thing, once this war kicks off, they're gonna lose all control. They're gonna lose control of this war. You know what I'm saying? They control things like World War I and World War II. This third World War is gonna go beyond their control. You know what I'm saying? Think about all those that got rich off of World War I and World War II, because that's one of the purposes of war is to make certain people rich and powerful. Think about it. You have a war, you need a lot of steel. Now you got to deal with, you know what I'm saying, Carnegie steel. And those powerful families that own and control the steel. You need more of it. You know what I'm saying? Oil. You got to deal with the Rockefellers if you want all this oil. You know what I'm saying? They getting, you know, filthy rich off of it, but this World War III is good. People are gonna start losing. They're gonna lose control of it. Right. You know what I'm saying? You ever notice how they was able to stop World War I and World War II whenever they got ready? They was able to stop it. Right. The World War III ain't gonna be like that. It's gonna slip right out of their hands. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna make them wish that they never even started it. Real talk, because now the Lord is really stepping in on this. The Lord allowed them to stop World War I and World War II, Vietnam War, and all of that. But this time, the Lord is going to make it slip right out of their damn hands, and He's going to show who's really in control. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's when people's really going to get afraid at that time. When all of these rich, powerful elites and all of them is really going to get afraid. Go ahead. And they'll be getting COVID.
Verse 38. And then shall there come great storms from the south and from the north, and another part from the west.
Now we know what these storms bring. These storms, the people, you know, armies coming in rage, just like when a storm comes through, the lightning, boom, and you know, thundering and all of that stuff happening. You're like, oh shit! Now everybody want to go in the house. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's how these armies come. This is the great storm. Go ahead.
Verse 39. And strong wind shall rise from the east and shall open it.
The east wind, according to the Bible, always represents destruction. You know what I'm saying? The west wind brings in rain The north wind brings in cold, the south wind brings in heat, the east wind brings in destruction. Because think about it for a second. You know, when we got destroyed, right? Where did destruction come from? It came from the east, going here to the west. You know what I'm saying? We were brought here, you know, into America to the west to be destroyed from the east wind that blew here. You know, ask the Gadites and them. They know well what the east wind is. You know what I'm saying? They were already here. You know, 1492, the east wind came and they started being destroyed and went into slavery themselves. Go ahead.
Con. And the cloud which he raised up in wrath, and the stars stirred to call spirit toward the east and west wind.
What did it say the stars started to do?
The stars stirred.
Right, it stirred. The star got stirred up and started to cause spirit to the east wind and the west wind. Right. Now about that for a second. The east and the west. Now the star is powerful right here. You know what I'm saying? Iran. Right? Because of course they're gonna be getting it in on that, you know, on that side of the world too, right? Because Arabia is allied with America. I don't know how long they're going to be allied with America, but I know for the time being they are. And if they still are in the future, then Iran is going to have a problem with them too. You know what I'm saying? And now, like I was saying before, with them getting that nuclear technology coming from China, now they're going to start firing and bringing that to the West, and we on the Western Hemisphere. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go.
Con. Verse 39, shall be destroyed. Verse 40, the great and mighty cloud shall be puffed up, full of wrath, and the star, that they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein, and they shall pour out over every high and eminent place and horrible star.
Military might, a country that's so powerful to where they're going to be getting it in for war with all of these different people pouring their wrath out on them. Think about this for a second. You know what I'm saying? So about this, the shield being a star is bullshit. This is not going to fly around and be doing shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be flying around and bombing, you know, countries and all of that. This ain't going to be doing it. These are stars, plural. You know what I'm saying? Which shows, like I said, this is not a star.
Right.
All right. Go ahead.
Verse 41, fire and hail and flying swords and many waters.
Fire and hail, right? Now, remember, when you're talking about ancient Egypt, the hail and the fire were mingled together, right? The snow, the hail not putting out the fire, nor is the fire burning up the hail. They're together. Anybody ever grab a snowball nowadays and put a lighter to it? What's going on with that?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can see just by doing that experiment, the Most High is going to bring fire and hail together just like he did with ancient Egypt. I don't think it's no genetically modified snow or anything. The Most High is preparing because that's one of the Most High's favorite weapons is hail and fire mingled together. You know what I'm saying? So think about, and this is a deposit for that. You know what I'm saying? The Most High will bring forth that the deposit of his wrath, and there's an angel over that. You know what I'm saying? To bring the hail and all of that coming, tear up stuff. You know what I'm saying? Talking about hail as big as damn golf baseballs, and you know what I'm saying, with fire on them. Burning up stuff and hitting people with the hail at the same damn time. You know what I'm saying? Now, people don't believe that hot and cold like that can mix together. Well, what do you think? How do you think the freezer works? That's fire and ice coming together for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because you plug it in, that's fire. Fire's got to go in through the core. You know what I'm saying? And then on the inside is what? Ice, cold. The two working together. So scientifically, fire and ice can mingle together. You know what I'm saying? Without destroying one another, but it'll destroy any goddamn thing it hits. Go ahead.
You said even meteorites.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right. Exactly. You know, and then the cold can get so hot that it can burn. That's like a freezer burn.
Yeah.
Frostbite. You know, stuff like that. You know, things get so cold it gets hot. All right, let's keep going.
That all fields may be full, and all rivers with abundance of great waters. Verse 42. And they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of the wood and grass of the meadows, and their corn.
So think about this for a second. All of that stuff being wiped out. What is that talking about? It's famine. And the walls being broke down, because the walls are to be the defense of every city.
Right.
You know, that means their defense is being broke down. You know, even if it's not a literal wall that they have, the wall that they have would be the government, you know, everything that's to protect them, the police, all of this stuff is going to be dashed. You think about it, the wall of America is being broken down because now cops are now turning on one another. Let's give a clap up for that. Because ever since they were made, they've been the most powerful gang it is out there. You know what I'm saying? They've been the most powerful gang entity, you know, in the country. But now, with all this going on, you know what sparked that? Them start to turn on each other. The people rioting, you know, believe it or not, because now they think, damn, if we do this, then they're going to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get, you know, how you get respect. Actually, this, you know, the Most High is moving them, even though they're sinners, to do this, you know, to destroy these cities, to hit America in its pockets, with all of, you know, hit these businesses, close down the churches. And whenever the churches close down, you know they got to be right. You know what I'm saying? Whenever these Christian churches is boarded up, you know what I'm saying? You know there's got to be a reward. And then, you know, the heathen businesses and stuff being boarded up and all that, and they money and stuff being hurt, right? That's going to be the precursor to move them to go back to their own damn country, as the Bible also prophesies. You know, we're living in a very interesting time right now. Let's keep going with the scripture.
Verse 43. And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon, and make her afraid.
Now, like I said, the walls is broken down, the borders is open. They're gonna go where?
Unto Babylon.
Into Babylon. Think about it. Look at the thing what's going on with East Indians over there right now. And you know what? A lot of them are gonna be coming here. More of them gonna be coming here. And they're gonna be coming with the code. On top of that, you know, they dying like crazy over India. They throwing away they false gods and all of that. And who are they expect? They're gonna be pissed off at America also. You know what I'm saying? Terror attacks and all of that stuff is gonna be on the uprise. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's gonna be on the uprise. Go ahead.
Verse 44. They shall come to her and besiege her. The star and all wrath shall they pour out upon her.
The star and all wrath. Now think about it. This star, you know, right here is a superpower country and everything that's going to come to pour out wrath, and these armies and everything is also going to be aligned with this star right here. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be aligned right along with this, right along. It's going to be allied with the star. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Then shall the dust and smoke go up into the heaven, and all they that be about her shall be well there.
Now, remember Revelations, when it talks about the smoke coming up and ascending. you know, from America, and everybody lamenting and singing a sad song of how they got rich and how the place is no more, the place where all the merchants came and the slave owners and the, you know, they did the places of fine linens and all of that. Where's the linen capital of the world at? Anybody?
No. I can't recall.
It's in New York. Go ahead.
Oh, sure.
New York. New York is the linen fabric. Is the linen capital of the whole world. There's places in New York where it's nothing but linens, big old huge. You know how you get linens on a roll?
Yeah.
But you got rolls as big as a school. You know what I'm saying? Serious. And there's a lots of them. Rolls as big as this school. There's the textile capital of the world. So when it talks about they will buy her linens no more, we at this point in time, where the hell Babylon is at? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Babylon is here, regardless of people can say, oh, no, I was talking about Iraq. Iraq's not a textile, capital of the world. New York is, and New York is in America. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, seriously, they got textile state. The big wheels of linens of every color you could think of, every fabric you can think of. Big old gigantic wheels. All right. Any more?
No.
With that being said, we have the I.S.U.P.K coming out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, and the commanding Journey YAHANNA paying tithes. We have the with Chicago, the Midwest barbecue coming up a weekend. Fire weekend, man. Yeah, we're gonna be barbecuing too, and I would like to for everybody, everybody that wants to break out a grill, buy you some of that Power Priest grill cleaner.
There you go.
Right, that's right. And with that being said, about to pass the class over to the priest and officer among the bar.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. Well, the I.S.U.P.K started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find it in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you, give to the treasury department of teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. So we still have the Zelle app on. First name, it's like I gotta look that up again. If you go to I.S.U.P.K.com, you can still go down to the donate now button, make pay your tithes, make your donations that way. Otherwise, we'll get back to you with the Zelle app information. Upcoming holy convocations. The
Feast of First Fruits is going to be in June. All right, I'll give you more dates on that. Most likely, I believe June 20th, but I'll double check on that.
And then still keep up with I.S.U.P.K.com. They'll have things posted up in your regions.
Celebrate the 50th day. Yeah, from the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
And then, like I don't want brought out, we got this is not a holy convocation. No. Midwest Fire Weekend, hosting in Chicago, Captain Malqua, Big Priest, the Midwest Monster, if you will. So get ready for that. Start making your plans ahead of time. Any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. That means your boots, your shirt, your pant, your headband, and your scarf. And with that, it's like your riders.
Wapanya Hakadam, rise.
All right, so like your Wapanya Hakadam, which means rise and turn face east. This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verses 8 through 13. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, I.S.U.P.K, Yahweh, Malakutka, Taba'ah, Atazaka, Hayat, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawak, Hayat, Bashemayim, Natan Lanawa, Baton, Ko, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kabawat Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawat Yanawa, Wala'ah, Tabi'ah Nawa, Mansawan, Abo, Awashai Nawa, Mayan, Rad, Kayak, Lakat, Amalakwa, Wahala, Bakapara, La'alam, Aman.
Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father.
Our Father.
Which art in heaven.
Which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth. As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
Forgive us of our debts.
Forgive us of our debts.
We forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
Lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory. Forever.
So be it.
So be it. Prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Barak Lanaw. YAHANNA. Wahabayat. Safarim. Barak. Rapa'at. Magun. Hagun. This time you can say the name of a loved one once. Everyone repeats that name once. If you're following us on social media live, you can type in the name of a loved one and we'll send the prayers up with you.
I.S.U.P.K, Minnesota.
I.S.U.P.K, Minnesota. Kodash Zion. Nagabar. Tarak. Amagabar. Takai. Satar Yali. Sagar Kabadabar. Kabadabar. Tarak. Kawana. Azar.
The Rollins family.
Paulette. Anwa. Kawa.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Tim.
Cliff. Tawla. Yakudash.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Cardon. Beatrice. All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Ardell Cook. Tiffany Cook. Stanley Hall. Francella
Robinson.
Charles Puckett.
Yapower Kai.
The House of Kodash
Zion. Punayala. House of Tarak. House of Kodash Zion. House of Makari. House of Manabar. House of Kanagabar. All of Israel. All of the sword of Israel. Israelite School U.P.K. Benjamin. Jamie. Annalie. Whitney. Lanisa. Raphael. McIntosh family. Kayali. Azar Yali. Kawan Yali. Young man Brian. All of Israel. Yahweh. Yahushai. Angels. Gentlemen. Captains. Officers. Troopers. Students. Sisters. Children. All of Israel. Yeah, social media. Hashem Yahushua. Wa'ad Aman.
Pray for the blessing in English. Lord, in the name of YAHANNA.
Lord, in the name of YAHANNA.
Bless us.
Bless us.
In Israel.
In Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect.
Protect. Loved ones.
In the name of
In
YAHANNA.
the name of YAHANNA.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Blessed be Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth,
All things living.
and all things living.
Name of
Name
YAHANNA.
YAHANNA.
Let's do it now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
That evil and curses.
The leaders and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and
To
destruction.
the heathen.
To the heathen.
Speak against us.
Speak against
Our
us.
prophets.
Our prophets.
The
The
teachers.
teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
Priests.
The priests.
Israelite brothers.
Israelite brothers.
And the school.
And the school.
Say evil and curses.
The leaders and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and
To
destruction.
the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose the treasure.
Shake loose the treasure.
Of the rich of
Of the
Israel.
rich of
That
Israel.
refuse to give it a
I
school.
refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
Enter to thy sanctuary.
Enter thy sanctuary.
Say evil and
The
curses.
leaders and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the
To the
Edomites.
Edomites.
And the nation.
And the
And
nation.
the drug dealers.
And the drug dealers.
Court system.
Court system.
Prison system.
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
College.
Italian. Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Every nation.
Every nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Classical Matthias.
Proselytizing.
Gay movement.
Gay movement.
Lesbian movement.
Lesbian movement.
Spies.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
National Space
National
Program.
Space Program.
Army.
Army.
Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marine.
Marines.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet
And the airways.
and the airways.
Cable access channel.
Cable access
And the
channels
radio channel.
and the radio channels.
Convict the spirit.
Convict the spirit.
Many of thy people.
Many of thy people
That seek to stop us.
seek to stop us.
Bring swift destruction.
Bring swift destruction.
To all the heathen.
All the heathen
That stand in the way.
stand in the way
Or try to stop
or
us.
try to stop us.
Broadcasting your word.
Broadcasting your word
Throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet
Let
Earth.
loose all the
Let
plagues.
loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro
Through the earth.
through the earth
And consume
and
them.
consume them.
Let the plague shake.
Let the place shake
The house of the thief.
the house of the
And
thief
the murder.
and the
The
murder.
Yahweh
The
shot.
Yahweh shot.
Michael and Gabriel.
Michael and Gabriel.
Down the flying saucer.
Down the flying saucers.
And punish all the heathen.
Punish all the heathen
That come up against
that come
us.
up against
As
us
we speak thy
as we
word.
speak thy word.
Let it be known by all.
Let it be known by all.
That is the angels that have done
It's the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread
Cause it to be spread
through the media.
through the media
Throughout the whole
throughout
world.
the whole world.
Cause it to shake at that
Cause
cause.
when the shake it that coming.
And then you all
And
shine.
then Yahweh shot.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
Saw. Turn. Men of Israel. About Shabbat. Majah. Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat.
YAHANNA. You a courteous salute to the sisters. Men of Israel. About Shabbat. Majah. Barak.
Yahweh Shema Yahweh Shabbat.
YAHANNA.
Start making through.